Monday night means Facebook Live. I am here live with Antonin Verreault. Antonin, how does it feel? Welcome to this Facebook Live. How are you, my friend?
Yeah, thanks for having me. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. It's always nice to speak with the top scorer of the QMJHL. We're gonna talk about this a little bit later, but I wanna know how do you think the season is going? How do you adapt to the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies?
I think for me it was a new challenge. Coming out on a season last year with Gatineau, injury at the start of the season, and we had to push in the playoff, but we lost to the Rampart. And then I got traded to the Huskies, and then the Huskies had a new coach too. I was coming with the three other players, Lashko, Rousseau, and Langlois. So I think our core was pretty good, and the more the season is going, I feel like I'm finding my game, and I think it's gonna be it until the playoff.
How does it feel knowing that you're gonna have a second chance to maybe win a cup? Because obviously the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies is one of the best team in Canada right now, one of the best team in the queue. So how does it feel having that chance once again?
I think that was my decision too when I asked for a trade. I wanted to go for a team that was not doing a rebuild like Gatineau, but a team that wanted to win another championship. I know what's the feeling to lose last year. I wanted to win this year, so I find like we're talking a lot with the Ramparts because they sweep us last year. But with the with the Olympic, we swept the Huskies last year too. So it's kind of some jokes that we stick around in the room, but yeah, the season is going pretty good right now.
Yeah, I guess you have Rousseau and Langlois chirping on you a little bit about those playoffs last year, right?
Yeah, at least they're only two though.
Yeah, yeah. That I'm sure it helps. And to be fair though, and to be honest, and I don't want to talk that much about the Gatineau Olympics, but yes, it was a swept, but it was all close game. I mean, this could have been a 7 game series easily, but it just 4 games went the Ramparts way. But to be honest, it was way closer than what it shows on the stats sheet, right?
Yeah, I mean for sure. Like second game, we lost in overtime, and third game too, we lost in overtime. So it was big for them to score those goal, and I guess we didn't find a way to score those goal. But I guess with the team we have this year, the veteran like Langlois, Rousseau, me coming out with them, it's gonna be a good fit.
And yeah, maybe you were on a contender team last year. We just talked about that, but what's the difference you think between the Gatineau Olympics of last year and the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies, who's one of the best team in the queue? Do you see some similarities, or do you see like differences, like does it feel the same than last year?
I think in our team, we just had Sam Savoy too, my old teammate. So we'll see when he's gonna come. For sure, he's gonna help
Yeah, you
everywhere.
don't have
'Cause
any news for us, right? You don't have
not
any
yet,
update.
not yet, but I think we're gonna see him pretty soon.
Oh, that's not.
But I think there's a lot of similarity. We had a lot of skills last year up front and on the back end, and it's a little bit the same this year with the Huskies, and that's what you need if you want to be a contender. But I find like sometimes we don't talk enough about Antonin, who is a good 20, played 4 years in the queue. I think he's going to be important in the playoff. There's a lot of guys that can play good roles in the playoff, and we'll need everyone. But for sure, there's a lot of players that we can compare to our team last year.
How would you define the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies of this year? Like, what would be like? I don't know, maybe couple words that comes to mind when you think about your team.
I think since the beginning of the year, we're talking about Huskies game. And I remember when I was playing with Gatineau, every time we used to go in Rouyn-Noranda, it was always tough because the rink is pretty small. And that's why I think this year we only have one loss in regulation. So I think for us, is just playing the Huskies game means playing fast, physical. And I think if we just keep playing that way, a good thing will happen.
All right, so I guess it's hard to play against. The classical term that the Husky are hard to play against. How do you like it in Hawaii? Because you were in a I don't know if it's a big market, but it's a little bit bigger in Gatineau. But I know for a fact that the Rouyn-Noranda Huskies fans are passionate about the team. How do you feel? How do you like the vibe of the fan there?
Yes, of course. Leaving Gatineau with I think last year we had like 15 sold out in a row with the playoff with our 21 winning streak last year. So of course it was tough because with the new building too, the slush puppy was pretty nice. And coming to Rouen, the rink is a little bit smaller, a little bit older. But yes, the fans. I saw on the 31st when we played Val d'Or. It was pretty packed, so hopefully more fans will come, and we're seeing a lot of fans. But I think we can if we win more games, more fans will come too. So hopefully in the playoffs, going to be packed like in Gatineau last year.
Oh, I can guarantee you it's going to be packed. I was actually there when they went all the way a couple of years ago, and I'll be honest with you. I mean, I'm sure you've been to a ton of game at the Bell Center, and playoff atmosphere is crazy. But one of the loudest building I've heard in my life was in Rouyn-Noranda during the last run in the playoff. I mean, I would come out of the arena and my hair would like ring, and it was buzzing in my ear. So I can guarantee you that if you guys go make a run in the playoff, I mean, I think you're gonna have fun for sure. Because this building is a little bit small, but fans are passionate. Do you get recognized like in the street? Because Hawaii is a smaller street. So do you have like fans talking to you like at the restaurant or a grocery store or whatever?
I think there's a lot of people that are shy. I think they're seeing us, but sometimes they don't want to talk to us.
Hmm.
But yeah, of course, sometimes you go to Subway and you see a little kid that wants to sign a jersey or something, and it's always fun. And to talk about what you were saying, I remember watching that final with Hervé Pinot and others player, and I remember when the Hervé Pinot was scoring, the crowd would go like Hervé Pinot when he used to score. So hopefully, it's gonna be like that this year too.
Yeah, maybe they're gonna chant your name also. Right? Maybe they are gonna go Verreault because you've put a lot of points on the board this year. And I mean, let's talk about this. You've been highly regarded for your hockey sense. Like everybody knows that you have a good hockey sense since you've been a rookie in the league. I mean, I remember um, um, Louis Robitaille, your former coach, telling me that you were one of the best hockey sense he have seen in the league, and I think there's a lot of people that agree with that. But now you've putting a lot of points on the board. Like I said in the intro, you're the top scorer of the league. How does it feel to be at the top right now?
Of course, it feels good, but I find like it's just a process from the beginning of the year. Like I said before, when I came in, I just wanted to play hockey because I've been injured for the past 2 years. I had a new challenge, a new start with a new team, new players to play with. So I find like since the beginning of the year, every game I'm just getting better, and I find like I want to be also better for the playoffs. So right now it's going well, but I think I can even take another step.
What do you think made the difference in the last couple of years that you've put so much points on the board? Do you think can you pinpoint one thing, or is it like many things?
I think it start with the year I didn't get drafted in my 17 year. Then I got injured, my surgery on my wrist, and then this past summer I had one of the best summer of my life. The first summer for 3 years I was not injured, so I had a lot of time to put in the work in the gym, off ice, on ice. So I find like it was just good for me to have a big summer of workout. And then right now I had a lot of time too to work on my speed last year with Guy Desjardins. We had a skating coach last year in Gatineau, and every morning I used to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and I had the ice before the Gatineau player jump on. I had the ice 7 a.m. to 8:30 with Guy Desjardins, and I was alone by myself with him. So I had like 3 months to work on my stride and stuff. So I find like that's why I'm playing good hockey right now. It's because everything I did for the past 2 years with my injuries and stuff. I took care of my body. That's why right now it's going well.
So you've been working hard. That's what you say. I mean, you have results because you've been maybe work harder than most of the guys, I guess. Because if you were that disciplined, we're waking up early in the morning just to go skate an hour and a half plus keep the usual training. I mean, it makes sense. And I'll tell you what. I think I told you that when I saw you at the Gatineau rink last year because I've been knowing you since you were a rookie in that league, and I remember you were not that big of a player when you came to the league, and you're not that tall. But I remember seeing you in chess last year without your jersey, without your elbow pad, and I was like, man, you got ripped. I mean, you got in shape. Like, did you get anything? Did you do anything special in the gym? Because I mean, you look jacked, man.
Yeah, I remember that moment seeing you. I didn't want that to happen because I didn't want you to say it everywhere. But I remember you talking with, I remember you talking with Olivier Nadeau after that, and it was kind of funny. But yeah, of course, if you take care of your body, and if you do everything the right way, a good thing will happen. But I think right now it's just same process. Keep some workout. Even though we travel a lot, I'm trying to work out once or twice every week, do some extra after practice when we have time, or just some before practice too, coming to the ring just a little 30 minutes for a little stretch. I think these are all little details that we don't see, but that very help your hockey game.
Well, that's good to know. You were talking about your draft here a couple of minutes ago, and the prospect game is right around the corner. You've actually been invited to that prospect game. You were there with a couple of your teammates. How do you deal when you do a draft year, and how do you see your draft year now that you're a couple of years later?
Yeah, of course, my draft year was kind of not my best. I thought it would have been the best year of my life, and it happened to be the one of the worst of my life. I used to be drafted. I think the first that's well, I was like first round, and then I kept being higher because of my injuries and stuff. And it happens I didn't get drafted, but when I went to prospect game, such a cool moment. I know there's players that maybe wanted to invite, and then didn't get the invite. But I find like if you just keep playing your way, you'll be drafted. And I remember the fact that when you go to prospect game, they show a percentage, and I think it was like 98% of the players that go there, they get drafted. And I think we're only like two players on the prospect game that didn't get drafted. So for me, it was just more motivation after the draft. Like I said, with the injuries and stuff. I was telling myself that I was not even gonna play in the NHL anyway at 18. My goal is to play one day in the NHL. But I'm playing in the Q right now, and there's a lot of drafted players, signed players that still play in the queue right now. So the goal is just to get your chance. And being in the Huskies right now, our big model for me is Raphaël Harvey-Pinard, who got drafted at 19, got his chance with the Montreal Canadian, took it, and he's now playing the show at what 23, 24 maybe.
Yeah,
So
he made his way.
your chance, take it. It's just my mentality right now.
I mean, I'm not sure there's any other way to take it, right? Because what are you gonna do? But maybe you cannot reveal that kind of stuff. But I have to ask. I mean, do you have like NHL team speaking to you? Do you know if there's an NHL team watching you? Because I mean, like I said, you're the top scorer in the league right now. So I guess there's a little bit of attention around you.
I haven't talked to many teams right now,
You
but I
haven't, or
think
you have?
haven't this
Okay.
year. But I went to Edmonton camps for the past. I mean, I was invited for the past 2 years, and I had some discussion last year after the season. And it's just a lot of team wanted to see me for a full year. So I'll knock on the wood, but I just want to play hockey right now, and I don't get distracted by those things right now. And I know the teams are also looking for players who are good in the playoff. So I think for me, like I said before, my goal is just to get better every game and to be at my best in the playoff.
Let's talk about some of your teammate and former teammates. I want to talk about maybe one of your friend Tristan Luneau, who has made it to the NHL. He might come back in the queue. We'll see. But uh, how what how does it make you feel to see that he already made it to the NHL and is doing good actually?
Yeah, like you said, we're former teammate, but I think you go further than that. We used to be teammate at 6, 7 years old with Noah Warren too, with the Stallion. It was called summer hockey and stuff, and we used to always play against. After that, we played for 3 years in the Q together. So of course, I had goosebumps watching his first goal in the NHL. I kind of reached him right after, and it was tough to not seeing him in the lineup, Team Canada.
Yeah.
There's stuff that happens sometimes, but yeah, I'm wishing him the best recovery, and hopefully he gets back, but not in too big shape for Victor.
Are you gonna chirp him a little bit if you get in the corner with him? Like, are you gonna talk? Are you a big talker on the ice?
Yeah, I like to talk. Not all the time chirps, but let's say I'm playing Warren. We sometimes talk a little bit. Yeah.
Uh, and I guess Savoie is gonna take care of it, right? Savoie is not shy of talking on the ice, right?
Yeah, Savvy is not shy. I think the Husky fan are gonna be excited to see him on the ice.
One of other teammate I want to talk about is Alexis Gendron. You've played a little bit with him last year. He just came back to the queue and he's already firing the net like crazy. Are you happy that you're gonna have the chance to play against him, or does it scare you that Drummond is gonna just had a good sniper on their team?
Yeah, like you said, I'm not necessarily happy about it, but I've talked to him a lot this year, and I think it was kind of good for him to play more because I think in the A he wasn't playing that much, even though I think he
He was
scored like
scoring. Yeah,
yeah,
he was
he
scoring
scored
there.
like 5 or 6
Yeah.
goals, so it's pretty good. And I remember him coming in Gatineau last year, and his shot in practice is crazy. We see sometime Bedard, toe drag release, but I find like it's almost the same thing for him. He's a shooter. Every time I go on the site CHL, I go see the result of the game. I see Gendron with like 12 or 15 shots every game. That guy can shoot, and that's why I think right now he's scoring almost every game. I'm wishing him the best, but also not the best against us.
Yeah, well, I mean that's fair. That's totally fair game. But
Yeah.
are you guys friends a little bit? Like, do you guys knew each other a little bit more before you came to Gatineau, or was it like the first time you
Oh yeah,
really met?
yeah, we're a big friend. We actually have a group Snapchat with Olivier Nadeau. We kind of chirp all the time, so yeah.
Yeah, but two awesome guys. I mean, Nato is so awesome, and Jean always too. Such a nice
Yeah.
guy. I like this guy. And I wanna have your opinion too on the goalie that defeated you last year, William Rousseau. How does it feel to have him in the net back there?
Yeah, like you said, you defeated us last year. I remember game three of the playoff against them. I had like three breakaways and he stopped all three of them. And I still find a way to score. So we kind of chirp a lot about it. But yeah, it's good to have him on our side. I think he's at 6 shutout right now in the season. So it's almost a record or something. Uh, but it's very good to have him. And every time he's in net, we know we have a chance.
That's a really good answer. Okay, we're almost done with the English interview. We'll do the French one after. I know you're a hockey geek. Like I know from the first day I met you, and we'll try to test those skills. Okay, and if you don't mind, I have like a 4 or 5 question for you on NHL hockey and Q hockey. So we'll see if your knowledge is good, and I'm sure it's gonna be good. All right. Are you ready?
Yeah, thanks for putting a lot of
On the
pressure on
spot,
me.
yeah, it's gonna be absolutely on the spot. But that's all the confidence I have in you. I can put you on the spot because I know you're gonna do great. All
Okay.
right. So you're the top scorer in the queue, right? Who's the
Yeah,
top scorer right now in the NHL?
Kucherov, 72 point, I think.
Oh my God! Do you have like the stats in front of you, or you just like
No,
take
I
it out?
just know. I know it's second is Mekinen.
Oh my God, that was the next question. That was actually who's the second one? Okay, can you go to the third one?
Is it GT Miller?
Oh, you're so close. GT
No,
Miller has
it's not.
60 point.
Oh no, it's Pasternak.
It's
Pasternak. My bad. My
Pasternak.
bad.
Oh, all right. All right. That's good. All right. So it's actually a really, 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 really good start. Okay. All right. Who won the Stanley Cup? So now we'll go a couple of years ago. Who won the Stanley Cup in 2019? You have to go one by one, right? I do the same.
Is it the Blues?
That is the
Yeah.
Blues. Awesome, man. Awesome. All right. When was the last time the Montreal Canadiens went to the Stanley Cup?
Like didn't win it, but they went.
Yeah, they went to the Stanley Cup, but they
It's the
didn't
year
win.
that the bubble year against Tampa. The year they beat Vegas. Is it 2021?
It's actually, yeah, it's actually 2021. It's actually
Yeah.
2021. Very good. And I'm actually, you're actually perfect right now. That's absolutely crazy. Um, oh, okay. This one is, if you don't have it, I mean, now I'm gonna be scared, but I'm sure you're gonna have it. Who was the last first overall draft pick in the NHL?
Corner Bedard.
That was an easy one, right?
Yeah, pretty. All the question were pretty easy, I'd
Yeah,
say.
I mean, I don't want to put you on the spot. I mean, did you expect some really, really hard question?
Yeah, I
You,
expect some 1998 question of
all
players.
right. Could you guess who won the Stanley Cup in 1999?
No, I'd say I'll guess Detroit. They
That
weren't
that
good.
be that be an actually good guess, but it's not.
Oh,
Um, okay, I'll give you a hint. I'll give you a good hint. This team has drafted Maverick Book lately.
well, Dallas.
So Dallas, yeah, that would be Dallas. I mean, you've done pretty good, but I mean, what surprised me is that you've got them all on the spot. I mean, that,
Yeah.
that was actually pretty good. Antonin Verreault, that's all the time we have for the English interview. Thank you so much, my friend. We'll go to the French interview. If you were watching in English and you have some French question, I saw a couple of them. I mean, don't hesitate to come on the Facebook, French Facebook and YouTube, and ask your question to Antonin. And Antonin will talk to you in a couple of minutes.